So I think we build a singing congregation, first of all, by giving a congregation a vision for singing and why we sing. I think so many worship leaders just think that's part of the process. Yeah, we get in to sing a few songs, but why do we sing? The scriptures are really clear. And I'll never forget one of my pastors, Tony Rose, in Kentucky, saying this. He said, before I got saved, he said, singing wasn't really something that I ever really even thought about. And he said, after I got saved, it's all I wanted to do. And it really reminds me of that passage in Ephesians 5, filled with the Spirit, that aspect of being filled with the Spirit, not drunk with wine, but filled with the Spirit, speaking to one another in psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs. We do things we don't normally do. We do things we wouldn't normally do if we were drinking wine. But we do things we don't normally do if we're filled with the Spirit. But there's a litany of things that happen in that passage in Ephesians 5. Well, the first one in that litany is, that first beautiful line in that litany is speaking to one another in psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs. And so I think when people realize that that's part of Christianity is this response in song, not just for ourselves, but as we do that in one voice with an entire congregation, because we were designed to do that. We were designed to respond together. And music is one of those ways that we do that. Singing is one of those ways that we do that. If we never give a vision for our congregations to respond that way, they can easily blow it off and think, this isn't my part of the service that I'm really interested in. No one can praise Jesus for you. It's not a vicarious activity. It is one that each one of us have been commanded. So there's that, obviously, the command, sing to unto the Lord. But there's also a realization that it is something that we have the joy of doing. So first of all, it's a vision for it. Secondly, I think that helping a congregation realize that it's a part of their encouragement to one another. It's a part of a congregation's response together to do things that they would never be able to do by themselves. Don Whitney's really clear in his book on the spiritual disciplines, and that, yes, singing in a private devotion time is a wonderful way to respond to the Lord, but there's nothing like it. There's nothing that can replace singing together as a congregation. Even in our chapels here on campus, sometimes I'll just stop singing, not because I'm not wanting to respond, but I pause just for a moment to hear the voices coming from behind me, thinking, what a glorious sound. There's nothing like it. And so I think that's the vision for it, the beauty of an expression for all of us to respond to who Christ is. And I think one of the ways to help a congregation sing is to have a choir. And because they are singing as a worship leading choir, and having those voices come at the congregation and the congregation come at them together is a beautiful way to encourage a congregation to sing, along with picking really good songs, along with picking songs that are singable, along with picking songs that have tunes and melodies that are that people can easily pick up, and in keys they can sing. So it comes back to facilitating worship, facilitating music that is engaging and engages a congregation in order to respond.